June Rieger.
June Rieger.
Yes. We depend on this post office for our medicine. I'm a veteran. Mine comes from San Francisco to this office. My brother he gets his from Fortuna. We call there in the morning. They'll be here the next day. And we really depend on it.
Nothing would really change. We'd either go to Alder Point or through the
No,
ACR.
no. Alder Point's too far. We don't drive.
We took note of your concern.
So there was this big meeting a couple months ago because officials are talking about closing our little post office. There were more people in town than I've seen in a long time, probably since the last time we had a funeral. To a visitor passing through, this may look like a wide spot in the road, but there's always a lot more happening than you can see. There are people all over these hills, and right now, they're worried that the closing of our post office might mean the death of our town. Our post office opened back in 1877 when our town first became known as Blocksburg. Back then it was a stage stop on the Overland Road between Eureka and San Francisco. Over the years, it served the families who worked at the mills and ranches around here for many miles in all directions. That's Georgette Ripple. She was awarded a commendation by the Postmaster General. During the 1964 flood, there was no way in or out of here, but she still found a way to get the mail and deliver it herself to every single resident. I wasn't born yet when that happened, but she was my friend's grandma, and even later in life, she was one tough old lady. That's my mom, Bev. She took over when Georgette retired and was postmaster here for nearly 30 years. During the time Mom was postmaster, the post office grew to serve more and more people. In fact, revenue and deliveries increased enough for it to go from a part-time office to full-time. And despite what the Postal Service says, revenue and box rentals are still increasing. We don't have much when it comes to services out here. But the one thing we could always count on is the U.S. mail. It ties the community together and connects us to the rest of the world. Our post office is more than just where we get our mail. It's the center of our community. It's a place to connect with our neighbors, to keep informed about what's going on. It's our financial institution and business center. It's where people call for information when there's an emergency, like a fire or a road closure or an accident. So the Postal Service says if it closes our office, we can just take care of our needs over at the nearest post office in Alder Point. It's about 25 minutes to drive over there from here, so it'd take about an hour to go pick up your mail. But that's only if you live in Blocksburg. For most people, there is an additional 20 to 45 minutes just to get to Blocksburg from their homes. Besides being narrow and winding, the road is prone to long stretches of gravel. Our road crew is constantly battling slip-outs, slides, potholes, and overflowing creeks. If someone takes the time to put up a sign that says bump, you best heed it, because the road may be about to drop off a foot or so. Last winter, an enormous mudslide between Blocksburg and Alder Point sent water gushing over the bridge there while we all scrambled to figure out what to do. Some smart thinking and a lot of volunteers saved the road and a few houses. The mountain is still on the move though, and will continue to be a problem for years to come. It's also been suggested that we can access a lot of postal services online or with our smartphones. Broadband internet is available here, but the cost can be prohibitively expensive, and it's not always reliable. If you're wondering what this person is doing right now, he's trying to find the magic spot in the road where his cell phone will actually work. Once he finds it, he risks losing his connection if he shifts his weight from one side to the other. You can bet he's not ordering postal supplies. So in this meeting I was telling you about earlier, the postal people kept saying, this isn't a done deal. They were just conducting a feasibility study. The question is, feasible for who? It wasn't long, of course, before they did post official notice of their intention to close our post office. They claimed they'd save nearly $750,000. Over 10 years, that is. Now, I'll be the first to admit that math wasn't my strongest subject, but I did learn a thing or two in Mrs. Rice's first grade class. When this number is bigger than this number, it means things just aren't adding up. And as for this number, we can't really figure out what a one-time cost is doing on a breakdown of supposed savings. So we've got some questions of our own that we've never received adequate answers for. Like, are they really going to save any money by closing this office? If they transfer all the work to Alder Point, won't they have to hire more help? And what would be the environmental impact of an additional 50+ trips daily to Alder Point for something that is currently handled by one vehicle? Wouldn't it be more feasible to close offices in more urban areas where people have more options and the savings would be greater? It just kind of seems like to me that if they were to close our post office, we're not really being offered a viable alternative. We're just being told to go somewhere else. And that's not very neighborly or feasible.